Neil Lennon, what reports regarding Kieran Tierney and whether there's interest has been dropped in him? What can you tell us?
So as you were really, I've had no information, other than there was two bids, came in from Arsenal, and we've rejected both of them, and there's been no further inroads really into that.
If it's a case that it is as you were, is that easy for the player to get his head around, or again, do you speak to him regularly about things?
Yeah, I mean, he's still rehabbing, so we don't get to see as much of him as we'd like because he's not integrated with the squad as such. But like I said all along, it can be an unsettling period for any individual, and Kieran's no different. But he's been getting on with his work, and maybe this is the end game. I don't know, as far as Arsenal are concerned, and we're in a good position. Like I've always said, we had no intentions of selling. He's under a long-term contract, and we want him to progress with us.
Does that show that you're not going to be pushed around in these sort of transfer matters? You're well more than capable of sort of, to hold out for what you feel is fair value for your players?
Well, yeah, I mean that we are in a decent, healthy position, if you want to call it that, and our valuation of Kieran wasn't met, and it's as simple as that. You'll see other transfers, going through or not going through because valuations haven't been met, and it's not a case of being, Arsenal being disrespectful. They put a bid in that they valued the player at. They came back again. They obviously see Kieran as a very good player, as we do. But on a long-term contract, we're in a very strong position when it comes to Kieran.
Do you have to say that to the player then? If they really wanted you, they would pay the money, so make sure your head's very much on Celtic?
Yeah, what will be, and what's for you won't go by. It's an old Scottish saying, but it's true. So, there may be other suitors along the way, not that I'm aware of, but that wouldn't surprise me. But at the minute, there's no further information I can give you other than, he's here and he's working back to full fitness.
Given Kieran's, affection for the club, I mean, does that make it less likely that this will have disrupted him, that he's still going to have that full focus on Celtic?
I mean, we're speaking hypothetically here. If he'd have left, I'm sure it would have been a huge wrench for him personally, because everyone knows what the club means to him and what he means to the support and the people here in the building. So thankfully we're not at that juncture just yet.
Neil, I think Hapoel Beersheva confirmed over the weekend that there's been a deal agreed between Celtic and them for Hatem Abdelhamid. Is that something you're able to give us an update on?
Yeah, it has. The fee's been agreed, yeah.
Is that likely to go through soon?
Well, hopefully, it's subject to work permit and visa application and the medical as well. So that's ongoing at the minute.
What are you hoping that he can bring to the club should that deal go through?
Well, we think he's a good player. I think he's strong defensively, comfortable on the ball, very quick. I think he'd be a good addition to the squad and to the players that we already have here.
Is he an option for that right back slot?
Yes. Yes. And he can play centre half as well. So I think we're getting a good player who's hungry. And even though people look at his age, he's a fresh 28 as well. So his last 3 seasons he's played very well at a very good level, and we've been really impressed with what we've seen from him.
How close are you to finalising your squad and having any sort of piece
there's a bit of work to do yet. There's no question that. So nowhere near. There's a simple answer.
What happened with Danny Simpson?
Well, we were down the line obviously with El Hamid, and we've got 1 or 2 other options. So we just felt the best. It would be probably futile for Danny to come in if he sees us bringing in a couple of players in his specified position. So we decided to call off the trial on Friday.
In terms of this game, how difficult or awkward do you think it will be?
Very difficult. We negotiated a tough tie, and I'm expecting no different from Estonia. They had a great result in the last round. They were a goal down and pulled the tie around to win 2-1, which was no mean feat away from home. So again, with it being at home, the first leg's not always ideal, but hopefully we can take a decent, substantial sort of advantage to Estonia next week. So again, our preparation has been good. We've had a good week. Players are getting up to speed. Players are getting fitter. We've no fresh injury worries. Players are coming back. So in that aspect, it's been good in terms of the bulk of the squad as well, and the depth that we have.
Is there a bit of an unknown about
Of course, yeah, but we've had them watched on a number of occasions now, and a lot of footage. The Estonian champions, so a team that you cannot take lightly.
You said you're nowhere near finished with your squad. I mean, could you shine some light on that? What kind of positions and what kind of numbers of players you?
Not really, no. I don't want to divulge, the positions or areas where I think I've already touched on. Obviously, right back, and we're working away on that, and then midfield to front. That'll be the next step that we look to build on.
Do you have a time scale in mind? Is it
As soon as possible. No, seriously, it's always great if you can do your business quicker, but sometimes that's not always the case. It doesn't look like we can get any fresh bodies in for this round. So if we can negotiate this tie, then hopefully we'll have a couple more in the building by the time the third round comes along.
You were saying a few months ago, you've been working on a shortlist since you came back to the club. I mean, is there frustration that you haven't been bringing as many bodies already before the qualifying game starts?
It's always a source of frustration, but it's through no fault of the club or the people working here. It's just been, well, for example, David Turnbull, that one was done and dusted, and then we had a problem with his medical, and that's something that you just can't legislate for. So there's other areas where deals can be done or can't be done, so it's a slow process, but we want the quality in, and ideally you'd like to have 3 or 4 bedded in, but we're happy with the business that we've done so far.
How's Chris Julian's fitness? Is he ready for a run out tomorrow?
Possibly, yeah. With another bounce game here on Thursday, he came through that really well. So again, it's a slow burner for Chris. The players in front of him are playing pretty well, but we're not even in the we're midway through pre-season, so there's still plenty of time for Chris to feature on a regular basis.
And what's the rest of the team news?
Well, Johnson's back in the squad. Bayo's back in training. Shved's back in training. So as I said, we're getting 2 or 3 back now, and hopefully tomorrow might be a bit too soon for them, but at least they're fully fit again, or near fully fit.
Updating terminology, how's his fitness going?
He's back. Well, he's doing a lot of rehab work at the minute. So again, just in his rehab, a week down the line from last week. So I can't give you a time scale on that. It's not a long-term injury, but in terms of his conditioning, he's missed a lot of the pre-season work, and he has to catch up with that.
Neil, in regards to Hatem Abdelhamid, I know he played with Near Beaton at Ashdod. Did you lean on Near Beaton at all?
Lent on a few people, spoke to Baram Kyle, and I spoke to a few other people that I know within the regards of Israeli football, and they all spoke very highly of him. And we've done well with Israeli players over the years. You think of Kyle, Beaton, Ambrose, he came from Ashdod. I got a good goalkeeper in the Hibs, Marciano, who's done very well. So it's been a decent market for us, and we're hoping that Hatem will add to that.
Is that a market you think is perhaps under looked at?
I think sometimes you got to go and try and find in different markets, because as we can see, some of the other markets are overinflated.
We just spoke to Lewis Morgan there. Is he a player you feel can make a real impact this season?
He started off very well, so yeah, it's my first time working with Lewis on a concerted period of time. He's had a very good pre-season, played very well in the 2 games against Sarajevo, so he's done his chances, no harm at all.
Neil, you mentioned Marciano at Hibs. You had a lot of success at Hibs with your signings. Do you find it a little bit more difficult working within the boundaries of what is Celtic here? Try to get better targets in that price range, a wee bit more pricier.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, even consider where I was maybe 4 or 5 years ago in my first spell here. There's no question that the market has risen, rapidly, and whether it be wages or transfer fees. So again, it's not like we haven't got money to spend, but we want to spend it, wisely if we can. And sometimes you're looking for resaleable value in a player, but we've got a lot of assets in there already, so we just want to get quality in at the right price, and we don't overstretch ourselves.
What impact is Nick Hammond had since coming in?
Yeah, Nick's working tirelessly, and he's had a big job because Lee left a big hole there to fill, and he's doing a great job for us so far.
With regards to Kalju,
To who?
with Caldra, or the game we played on Friday?
Oh, sorry, Nom.
Non-Caldra, sorry.
Yeah.
Looking at that, how much information do you like to pass on to your own team about that, or do you like to focus on just how we play and how we dominate the game, or do you try to impart quite a lot of information onto the players about them?
You don't want to give them too much information, but specifics. With attack and transition, defensive setup, set plays. All those things the players will be, they've been prepared for, and set plays for, set plays against. They scored a good goal in Macedonia from a corner. They only conceded 2 goals in the tie, and both were penalties, so difficult team to break down. And obviously looking at areas where we can, find weaknesses in their back four or defensive setup. Cheers. Okay.
Thanks, mate.